What if I told you that what you call reality is just an exact, obedient projection of everything you've already let into your mind? And what if I told you that by visualizing in a very specific way with the right intensity, you could almost immediately move the invisible strings that hold your life together? It's not fantasy, it's law. A law so ancient that it was hidden in symbols, rituals, in words that were barely whispered. And today, you are not going to learn it. You are going to remember it. There was a time when human beings understood something that today seems forgotten. The universe is not a machine, it's a mirror. But it doesn't reflect what you do, it reflects what you are. And what you are, in essence, is neither flesh nor history. You are focused consciousness. You are a shaping vibration. You are silent will. And when that will is properly directed, matter responds. Not halfway, not sometimes. It responds with a precision that borders on the mystical. This video isn't here to teach you something new. It's here to awaken something that was already inside you. The art of visualizing from the right level and seeing how reality literally aligns. We're going to dive into deep principles, knowledge that has been rescued, refined, but it doesn't belong to any era or any name. You're going to understand how your brain is not just an organ. It's a vibrational instrument. How focus doesn't just change what you think. It changes the state from which you exist. And how changing that state changes your world. You're also going to discover why closing your eyes isn't just resting. It's about entering. Accessing the human, the right hemisphere, the portal to the invisible. And here comes something key. Imagining is not the same as visualizing. They seem the same. They're not. They operate on completely different levels. On this journey, you're going to learn how to place your goals in mental time so they appear in physical time. How does your vibrational field change with a single image held with intention? How can you solve problems?
Sanar a distancia o recibir información sin moverte del...
How can you make your body feel it in physical time? How can you make it feel in the physical? Power to create, to dissolve, to direct reality with the precision of a conscious thought.
Así que haz algo ahora, cierra los ojos un instante, respira.
Because you have just crossed an invisible threshold where everything you visualize with your soul surely begins to take shape. Are you ready to remember how to bend reality from within? Long before screens, networks, or lenses, human beings already knew something essential, the most powerful vision. It doesn't look outward, it looks inward. In prehistoric caves, the first shamans didn't paint what they saw with their eyes open. They painted what they saw with their soul. Animals that didn't exist yet, scenes that hadn't happened yet, symbols that appeared in altered states. They weren't decorating walls, they were designing futures. Ancient cultures understood this clearly. Physical reality is only the final result of invisible causes. What you now call creative visualization or mental programming used to have other names: magic, visual prayer, prophecy, inner vision, active contemplation. The name changes, but the idea is the same. An inner image held with intention alters destiny. In ancient Egypt, the priests would lock themselves in chambers of silence. They projected symbols in their minds while repeating mantras that no one outside the temple knew. They didn't do it as an empty ritual. They knew those images traveled beyond, that they resonated in other planes, and that from there, they reorganized what happened on Earth. It wasn't religion. It was mental engineering. In Vedic India, the rishis spoke of a deep state of meditation, where by holding an image with absolute concentration, they pierced the veil of Maya, illusion, and touched the very substance of the real. There, the Sankalpa was born, an intention planted in a heightened state of consciousness, like a seed filled with purpose. And in Western Hermeticism, the idea was just as clear. The universe is mental. Everything that exists was first an image. The initiates knew that seeing something in the mind was the beginning of giving it life. That's why the symbol was not decoration. It was a key. And imagination was not a game, it was a divine faculty. During the Renaissance, mystics like Marsilio Ficino and Giordano Bruno taught that the soul could attract what it desired through focused visualization. They used mirrors, mandalas, scents and sounds to induce altered states. And there they projected their desires until they became visions that later became reality. It was pure image alchemy. Even within mystical Christian traditions, such as those of Teresa of Avila and Saint Ignatius of Loyola, visualization played a central role. Mentally recreating the scenes from Christ's life with detail, color, and emotion was not a passive act of devotion. It was training the soul to transform its inner world, and with it, its destiny. Today, modern science is just beginning to
rozar esta verdad. Neuroplasticidad, epigenética, experimentos con ondas cerebrales y estados alterados.
Consciousness only served to confirm what the ancients already knew. The mind, when properly focused, can heal, create, liberate, and transform. And it all starts with an image. But before understanding how a visualization can instantly change reality, we need to let go of a common mistake, thinking that the mind is locked inside the skull. That is the illusion of matter. The mind is a field, an antenna, a vibratory architecture that projects patterns onto the fabric of the universe. And what you visualize from that field becomes the master plan of what is to come. But be careful, not all visualization works the same way. What many call imagining or thinking positively is just a superficial breeze. Unable to move the deep gears of destiny for visualization to be transformative, it must align with hidden principles that govern the quantum field and consciousness. The first is the right mental vibration. The ancients taught that the mind must operate in an alpha state, around 10 cycles per second, to access the right hemisphere of the brain. Why? Because in that state, the logical, linear, and controlling mind, the left hemisphere, relaxes, and perception moves to a deeper place, more symbolic, more connected with the soul. Visualizing from the left hemisphere is like trying to paint with a hammer. Visualizing from the right hemisphere is like writing with light on water. Before visualizing, you have to descend into your inner temple, closed, conscious breathing, and letting go of any attempt to control. Here the second principle appears. It's not about seeing with your eyes closed. It's about remembering with your awakened soul. If you just close your eyes and try to see something, many times only gray or black appears. That happens because you're still using ordinary visual perception. The trick is to forget that you have eyes and to remember scenes, colors, shapes, as if you were recreating something that already happened. True visualization is the emotional recreation of an inner experience. You don't look for the image, you let it emerge like a living memory. Remember, reality bends not because of what you wish for, but because of what you already feel is real. Third principle, the emotional charge of the image. The universe responds to vibration, not to empty words. If you visualize a goal but you feel distant, indifferent, or skeptical, nothing is activated. If, on the other hand, you see yourself achieving that goal and you feel joy, gratitude, relief, then something gets set in motion. That emotional vibration is the quantum glue that connects the image with matter. A powerful technique is to anchor the visualization in your inner future. According to ancient teachings, the future is placed to your left, as if the mental timeline unfolds in front of you. You imagine yourself as having already achieved the goal. It's not someday I will achieve it. You mentally place yourself in the moment when it has already happened. You feel the triumph, you savor it, you are grateful for it. Then, and only then, that future begins to integrate into your present. Visualizing like this is not fantasy. It's design, it's planting in the unseen so it can sprout in the visible world. And when you do it from the right state, with the correct emotion and the precise image, reality has no choice but to align with your consciousness. Up to this point, it's clear. Visualization is not just imagining nice things. It is a sacred act of conscious creation. But the mystery goes deeper. There are subtle details that few notice, and those are what separate those who only wish from those who actually manifest. First subtle point. To visualize is not to desire from a place of lack, it is to contemplate from a place of fullness. Many close their eyes and think, I want to have, I want to achieve, I want it to happen. But if that desire comes from a sense of absence, the signal you send is absence. The quantum doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your vibration. If you vibrate in scarcity while dreaming of abundance, the message is contradictory, and guess what? Nothing happens. True visualization happens when, as you close your eyes, you become the person who has already achieved what they're looking for. It's not that you wish for health, you are health. It's not that you seek love, you vibrate like someone who loves and is loved. You don't visualize to obtain, you visualize because you're already on the frequency of what you desire. You're not asking, you're remembering. Another key point. The difference between visualizing and imagining. To visualize is to bring into the present something you have already perceived. It's reactivating sensory memories, the colors of a place, the shape of a face, the texture of a fruit. Imagining, on the other hand, is creating something that has never been seen. To alter, to modify, to go beyond what is known. Both faculties are powerful, but they work in different areas of the mind. However, if you've made it this far, I want you to stop for a second and feel this. Every image you hold with love, every word you speak well, something that makes you feel creating does good. Imagining is something that does good. Now, write in the comments, this is how I create my reality, and recognize that you are taking control of your life. Getting to this moment already says a lot about you. Congratulations, you are one of those who don't wait for life to happen to them, but create it. Visualizing triggers what is already known to be real. Imagining activates unexplored possibilities. When you integrate both, you are sculpting new lines of reality. For example, remember a moment you experienced in a park, a conversation, a meal, and then imagine a different outcome. Change the colors, change the weather, change the words. Your mind starts to train itself as an editor of existence. You create new neural pathways and with them, new possibilities. But be careful, there's a silent enemy, rational doubt. The analytical mind comes in with phrases like, this isn't real, you're just playing with your mind. Right there, the process breaks down. Before visualizing, tame that skeptical part. Don't eliminate it, just invite it to rest. Tell it it's not your turn now. The soul doesn't need proof, it needs presence. Transformative visualization happens when you not only see the scene, but you
sientes real, aunque el mundo físico aún no la confirme. Porque todo lo que alguna vez se manifestó, una ciudad, una tecnología, una relación, una obra de arte, primero existió como una visión no confirmada por la realidad. Puedes sostener una imagen con firmeza, aunque el mundo aún no la refleje. Si puedes,
step into the art of mystics, magicians, and true creators. Last secret, give your vision an ending. Many visualize goals as if they were open wishes, shapeless, but the unconscious needs closure. a definite ending. When you visualize your goal, seal it with emotion. That's it, it's already happened. No commas, no someday. Put a period. Feel the relief of someone who has already crossed the finish line. That's the energetic signature the universe needs to start obeying you. Knowing how to visualize is an art. Living as someone who visualizes is mastery. What happens in meditation is just the spark. The real transformation happens in the fire of everyday life, in how you think, speak, choose, and react. Here are 5 keys to integrating visualization into your daily life. Not as an isolated technique, but as a way of being. Don't visualize from urgency. Visualize from certainty. Visualization is not a cry for help. Change this now. That urgency carries a vibration of lack. Do it as a ritual of trust, calmly, like someone who has already signed the contract with the universe and is just waiting for the mail to arrive. 2. Create a space to manifest. Dedicate a corner of your home, no matter how small it is. A chair in front of a candle, a special stone, an image or music that takes you to the alpha state. That place will be charged with energy and will become a vortex where reality begins to give way. 3. Speak as if you're already living your vision. Words are spells. Every "I can't," every "maybe someday." They write lines in an energetic script that the universe reads literally. Say, "My body is regenerating every day." That's already coming to me because I've planted it in my mind. Alignment, no lie. 4. Eliminate what contradicts your vision. Every action vibrates. You visualize abundance, but you're afraid to spend. You're sabotaging yourself. You visualize love, but you live disconnected from your sensitivity. You break the connection. Congruence is the most powerful energy you can emit. Live as if your vision is already happening, and it will happen. 5. Celebrate the signs, not just the results. The universe doesn't always respond with a direct yes. Sometimes it does so with synchronicities, intuitions, small shifts. Recognize the signs. An inspiring conversation, a revealing dream, a magical coincidence. They are confirmations that reality is already moving within your awareness. Remember, you are not a spectator of life, you are its secret architect. Every image held with love, every word with intention, every decision guided by your vision, redraws the invisible lines of your destiny. This power is not new. It is as ancient as your soul. It was only silenced by the noise of the world and the voices that said reality was rigid, objective, unchangeable. Nothing visible exists without first having been invisible. Every form is born from a pattern, every pattern from an image. Every image comes from a thought held in the womb of consciousness. You are the protagonist of that process. To visualize correctly is not to wish from a place of lack, but to remember from a place of certainty. It's not about imagining a distant future, it's about feeling the present. You don't need permission to co-create the life you desire. Apply this now from where you are with what you have. True power doesn't wait outside. It reveals itself within when your intention touches the center of your spirit. Reality changes when you change the way you look at it, not with your eyes, but with your soul. The inner image precedes the outer form. The ancient sages knew this, and today it returns as an urgent whisper. If you see it inside, you can call it into the physical world. Now you decide whether to keep it as a secret jewel or use it with humility, purpose, and reverence. React or design from within. Every time you get lost, return to silence. Close your eyes, breathe, and visualize as if remembering the inevitable. If you feel it with truth and soul, it's already happening. And if this resonated with you, share this knowledge. Subscribe, like, and share it with other seekers of awareness. The world doesn't need more spectators. It needs awakened creators. Will you be one of them? Thank you.